Am I the asshole for cutting off my sister financially after finding out her unemployed boyfriend is benefiting from my money? My sister, 23 female, works as a cashier and earns barely above the minimum wage in our state. So I, 30 male, have been supporting her financially. I pay half her rent and utilities and regularly send extra money for things like groceries or hair appointments or whatever she needs money for. Bless you, man. This world's hard. It's really cool that you're looking out for your family like that because, yeah, it's wherever you live, minimum wage never, ever is enough to actually live, is it? Like, never. Maybe if you have 4 roommates. I never really minded because I earn about 4 times what she does. About 5 months ago, she started asking for money much more often. She always had a reason, and I sent her money without question because I want her to feel like I will always help her out. Last week, I ran into her at the club with a guy, 27 male, she introduced as her boyfriend. When I asked how long they'd been together, she said a few months, which surprised me since I knew nothing about it. She got evasive and annoyed when I asked her more questions, and that made me really uneasy. I could imagine. Why are you hiding this guy? What's there to hide, right? You just got a relationship, no big deal. Is he really that bad of a guy? I just want to make sure my sister is with somebody decent, you know? So I called the friends next day and I asked her about her boyfriend. The friend really didn't have a high opinion about her boyfriend. She told me that he was basically unemployed for over 2 years because he can't keep a job. He moved in with my sister 4 months ago after they had only been dating for a month. That's only a month and you let him move in? And, oh man, that's not good. What could he have possibly shown you to let you trust him that much within 4 weeks of knowing a dude? Like, you're still in your honeymoon phase. You don't know anything about this guy. I don't know, ugh. He stays home while my sister goes to work and isn't really doing much to get a job. I knew nothing about this. I have been paying rent for an apartment he lives in without contributing anything. I also realized that my sister's increased request for money lined up with when he moved in with her, which means most of it has probably been going to him. Yeah, like, why are you asking for extra money? Like, if somebody is helping you out, it's under, like, it's this unspoken rule that you're not really bringing other people into the equation. And if you are, hopefully you're smart enough to double dip. Like I don't think you'd be that rude to somebody who is necessarily paying your rent. But what I mean by that is, like, you know, you would charge him rent for moving in as well as, like, maybe let your brother pay less money because they're helping you out, right? Like, they help, your brother has to pay less. I guess that's not really double dipping, but it's better for everybody overall. But my goodness, and you know what? Even if you are a nice person at heart and you want to help this person out of their situation, you don't just ask money from your brother for another individual. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy work. They got other people in their lives, and if they don't, there's a reason. Hopefully, if it's a bad reason, I totally get it, and you should always be there to help people out, but if they're just a douche, I confronted my sister about it. She said she didn't tell me about the relationship because it was still developing. I told her I would stop covering half the rent going forward since she now has a roommate who should pay rent the other half. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I will still pay utilities, but I am cutting back on any extra cash. She got upset and asked how she was supposed to manage on her income. I pointed out that she now has a partner. Surely she can make do. She told me she does not have a job. Oh. I responded then maybe it was time she got serious about finding one. Dang, because at the beginning of this, she was a grocer. Like, she had a job at the start of this, but now, of course, you don't want to take care of 2 unemployed people. Your sister, of course. You want to make sure that they got the support they need because this world is hard. And, like, you don't want them to just be homeless. But then the other guy is a stranger in both their lives. I made it clear that I didn't trust the guy. Someone being comfortable depending on her so early in a relationship felt like it was taking advantage of. Oh yeah, big time. She accused me of being judgmental, saying he is going through a rough patch and just needs her support until he can get back up. She also accused me of trying to control her life because I help her out financially, and I have no right to meddle in her personal life. We have not spoken in days and now I feel conflicted. I genuinely believe he is using her, and she's using my support to enable it. I'm not trying to control her life, but I don't like her being taken advantage of. Am I the asshole? Edit. Apparently people are shocked that I give her so much support. My sister and I are close following the death of our parents a few years ago, and I've taken care of her since. I've never minded until now, but perhaps it's time that she learns to find her own footing. I have a small saying that, people don't really figure it out or learn to be adults until they're kind of thrusted upon the responsibility, aka you don't know where your money's going to come from. You don't know where your next meal's going to come from. You don't know whether you can pay rent. Unfortunately, that's like a very common thing that a lot of people have to deal with. And that really wakes people up to what the reality of life is. Oh, my bills aren't just going to get paid for me. Oh, this is serious. I could lose my home. I'm going to have to choose between paying rent and eating. That is a reality for, oh my God, so many people out there. And it really is terrible that they lost their parents. And, bless this person for being kind enough to support their sister as long as they could. But as soon as this other person came into it, they clearly saw like, oh, you are getting money from somebody. You don't have to do anything. Let me move in. Like their friends said it all, right? They haven't had a job on and off for 2 years, right? They can't keep a job. They can't hold something down. Something is going on. They're young. So maybe they'll figure it out, but it definitely isn't on you to support this random stranger figuring out his life. Now, look, if they were dating for a year, maybe a couple years, and like he just fell into hard times, yeah, I get it. Move them in. Maybe even say like, here, I can't give you any more extra cash, but I will continue with where we're at right now as long as you show me that you are trying. That's it. Because there are people out there like, I'm disabled, y'all. That's a big inspiration for me doing these videos, is to try and get out there and put myself out there. But like right now, we're lucky enough to have somebody helping out and helping support us. We're in a similar situation. If I was just a D-bag that was taking advantage of that kindness, my goodness, we'd be out on the streets. No, we try and find work. We try and do whatever we can, and we try and push our business. You are not the a-hole for not wanting to support a stranger. And you are not the a-hole for even saying, hey, I'm going to pull back a little bit because some part of the responsibility needs to be on you. And that could actually really start lighting the fire underneath that they need. And hopefully they kind of just ditch this loser because like you don't need him. He's not going to do anything good for you. Regarding handouts, that can depend. There are studies that show that most people, when given unconditional support, about 70% from what I recall one study, will use the money to better themselves and pull themselves out of poverty. The study was looking at a brothers' welfare type support system, but there are still enough people that need a kick in the pants. That said, it is the poster's money, not hers. He or she doesn't have any obligation to continue support. I really like that because like the unconditional support part is what I was just kind of talking about. The idea that like we're helping you because we know you don't really have a choice otherwise and life is tough, but we really want you to figure out what it means to be beyond me because one day I might not be here and you're going to need to figure out how to live life. You're not going to just be able to depend on another person to pay your bills. So now is as good as any as a 23-year-old to figure out how to just totally be on your own. Not the a-hole. This is, this brother was wonderful. What do y'all think?